WKU is more than a beautiful campus.
It's a place where I'm encouraged to get involved.
In the things that interest me the most.
Where I can stay fit and active.
And hang out with the coolest mascot around.
Where I'm encouraged to be a leader both in and out of the classroom.
And where I'm making friendships
that will last a lifetime.
But don't just take our word for it.
Come and experience it for yourself.
It's all within your reach at Western Kentucky University.
Good evening and welcome back to the Transamerica Field here in Charlotte. We've got your final game in the first round of the conference tournament. USA, CUSA.TV. You're here with myself, Daniel Bruce, and we're looking forward to the next 45 minutes of action here with the Charlotte 49ers currently 1-0 ahead against Western Kentucky Lady Toppers.
Fans, get on your feet and make some noise. This time for the Charlotte 49er t-shirt toss.
It's been an exciting first half of action. It's been to and fro from both teams. Western Kentucky seeming to like playing the ball in the air, keeping it much more of an aerial battle, whereas Charlotte 49ers are more tendent to keeping it on the floor and wanting to pass the ball. So it's been quite a to and fro game. It's ebbed and flowed throughout the first 45 minutes, but Charlotte deservedly have that 1-0 head start going into the second half, and we're excited to see what's going to come next. The Charlotte 49ers and Martha Thomas, the goal scorer, will begin the second half of action here with us now. True Love passes it forward and Thomas tries to play the ball out wide, but she slightly sliced it through to Alison Leone, the Western Kentucky goalkeeper, who had a good half the first half, making a few good saves down to her right hand side. She couldn't really do anything about the goal. She came out well, made herself big, but Martha Thomas with that wonderful touch of finishing, which we've been so used to this year. It's her 10th goal of the year, and the offensive Conference USA Player of the Year puts Charlotte 1-0 ahead. Fortinelli is trying to make headway down the far side this second half, and it's been stopped early by the Western right back. Headed forward again. Thomas underneath it. It looks like Rebecca Beatty's been brought on to sort of sit in front of the back line alongside Kelly Suggs, whereas Iris Dunn is making headway here early on in the second half and pulls it across the goal with that left foot. And you have to be asking questions of Mosley then, her strike partner, whether or not she could get in behind there and try and find herself in that 6-yard area. When one striker's pulled off and putting the ball across, you've got to be thinking the other one's going to be in a goal scoring position or opportunity. It's the only way you're going to be able to score goals. Kelly Suggs prods the ball forward to Megan Green, who rides that challenge wonderfully and drives forward. Tries to find Martha Thomas's feet. Megan Green cuts inside again. Green on the edge of the area, shoots! And Alison Leone dives to her right hand side. It's a good save holds the ball well, and he's done that a number of times in this game so far. It's a good start from John Cullen and the 49ers. Leone punts it forward. Riley Orr fires it into the feet of Katie O'Neill. I think it was more of a clearance than a pass, and we've highlighted it once before in the game, just before this. It's not always that the best team will win in this scenario and situation. It's who can really put the pressure on to find the ball away through to the opposition's goal. You can have all the passes, all the possession you want in these tournament games, but it's so different to the regular season. The ebb and flow of a game is much more chippy. It's much more you've got to win the fight before you can earn the respect to play, and conference tournament play, it's always a little colder, it's a little chippier, and you've just got to really earn the fight and win it to be able to advance through to the next round, knowing that it could be your last game every game. Suggs out wide to Manza. The question will be, can Charlotte hold on or even extend this lead to advance through to the semi-finals of the CUSA tournament? Mackenzie Costner wins the free kick for Western on this near side. Free kick's launched high. Rebecca Beatty underneath it, uses her body well, hooks it forward. Mosley in advance going to come out here, and Sheldon claims it for her own and smothers the ball and makes it her own. True Love out wide. Or down the line to Katie O'Neill. O'Neill puts it in with the right foot. Beatty underneath it. Martha Thomas trying to block a clearance, and it's a first touch here by Orr. Out to Hicks. Hicks takes a touch inside and slips through, and it's cut out well by Western as they try to drive forward. Iris Dunn, the top scorer for the Lady Toppers this year. Dunn cuts inside. Can she find a long switch? She does so, and very well. Emily Trulove reads the play and picks it up. Turns out. Beatty steps it back. Mansa. Left-footed ball into the centre of midfield, and O'Neill can't quite get there. It's set back by Nicole Roseland. It's been an exciting start to this second half. It's a long forward ball. Hicks underneath it. She's headed it clear. She's done that well so far this game. Martha Thomas in pursuit. Does she have the pace to get in behind? When she gets into a stride, she can be quite pacey, Martha Thomas, and as she showed for that first goal, when she gets behind a defence, she had a penalty appeal actually in the first half as well, where she got around the wrong side of Olivia Fitzgerald, but referee deemed it to be fair, which I think it probably was. Clearance to Orr, who heads it in the direction of attack. Ball's been turned over and Kentucky have it, and it was a rather aimless ball through, making its way to Sheldon now, who will already start to run the clock down, it seems. Mosley in advance. Sheldon. Trulove. It's a good first touch, prods it forward. Taking a deflection, it's going to come to Suggs here, will she? Iris Dunn does a very good job of using her body well. She's done that well in the first half. Just stands the play up, doesn't do too much, just holds the play and connects the team to come around her, waits for players to get around her and then sets the ball and spins. That's what you're really asking of your big forward there. Played out wide. Mosley sets it back. Better play from Kentucky to start this second half. Hicks with a good clearance. Truelove. Mosley again. Sets it back again. It's clipped to about the penalty spot. Hicks flicks it on and it's going to go out for a goal kick. Jason Nadell, the head coach of the Western Kentucky. First time we've really seen him be at all animated in this game. Coming to the edge of his technical area and telling his players, I think, to advance up the field a bit. They've had some good possession so far in the early exchanges of this second half, and I think he's encouraging his players to make the most of that and push on and get up and around the ball and support Iris Dunn when she gets that ball up there. And Mosley, they're doing some good work up top, but I think they feel slightly isolated around Shelby Hicks and Caitlin Walker, who have done a good job of getting it clear when they can. And Western concede the throw in, and it's thrown all the way through to Martha Thomas, who tries to flick it on. First time, and Megan Green's going to try and run beyond her, and it's collected well by Alison Leone. Orr plays it inside. O'Neill turns well. Truelove. Referee sees that as a free kick to the 49ers. Nadell pleading his case to the third official here. I'm sure saying in a kind manner that he disagrees with that decision. Either way it will change and it's still a free kick. Or it's a good ball in. Leone will actually claim that ball very well. They're hard to deal with sometimes for the keepers. They're just right in front of you. You have to pick them up. Beatty. It's a huge throwing down the line from the left back for Western Kentucky, and referee sees a foul there and calls a free kick. Sarah Gorham winning that for the Lady Toppers of Western Kentucky, and now Nicole Roseland can advance down this side. Martha Thomas doing some good defensive work, which she's done the whole first half. Ball into Mosley, but she leaves it through to Iris Dunn. Iris on the ball here. Dee Green. Better play from Western Kentucky this half. Got the ball down, starting to play it on the floor a bit with a bit more composure. Dee Green here. Twists and turns and takes on Manser and puts the ball in, and it's straight down the throat of Anna Sheldon. Thankfully for her, it was a dangerous position for Western to be in there. They were advancing down this left side, and the early ball in was the right idea, just not quite executed to the best of her ability, I don't think, and it's into Sheldon's arms, and Charlotte 49ers can get that clear. You'll have to give great respect to the 49ers if they can manage to hold out this win for the whole of the game. They scored quite early on for a tournament game, and you can imagine they're going to come up against a lot of pressure as Martha Thomas finds herself setting the ball to O'Neill. Iris Dunn trying to chase that down, but Mansell will use her strength well and usher it out of play for a 49ers throw-in. Mansa to Beatty. Takes a good touch, the captain. Beatty trying to fashion just a bit of green space for her to put the ball in the box. She does. It's not a bad ball. Thomas takes a touch. Thomas is going to put a good challenge here, and it's going to go out for a throw-in to Western. As they make a quadruple substitution here. 4 players come making way for a number of 4 new players. Jason Nadal obviously seeing something he's not too happy with. He's bringing off the 2 forward players, Mosley and Iris Dunn, the two of the higher scorers in the team. Which is seems like a strange decision, but Hanachua
Entering the game for
entering the game for Western Kentucky, who had that good chance in the first half, if you remember. She got in behind and slipped through, and it's a good ball through here. Mansa trying to get there. There's a chance for Western Kentucky, and oh my goodness me, it's actually the referee's called it as a goal kick. Well, that was a brilliant chance for Western Kentucky. It was a wonderful ball through, slipped to perfection. And the final shot itself wasn't bad either. The left-footed, tried to keep it low. I thought Sheldon got a touch on it, and I thought it was a brilliant save, but it was just steered wide, and the referee called a goal kick. He's a lot closer to the action than we are. That is a real wake-up call for the 49ers. Suggs with some brilliant defensive work, and now turning into attacking work. She's driving with this ball forward, plays it out wide to Martha Thomas. Martha delivers the early ball in, it's lifted high. Underneath it, Julia Grander, who's just come on, sets it back to number 8, Martha Thomas, the goal scorer. Offensive player of the year. Cuts, twists and turns. Can she make something? She plays it all the way to the top of the box. The first time volley was attempted by Megan Green, who's the second top scorer with 9 goals. Trulove plays it to the top of the box. O'Neill. Into the feet, and Hicks steps very well and defends her own half, as she's been doing well so far this game. Western trying to find a ball through, and quite rightly the linesman has deemed that to be offside. Western managed to get the ball in the goal there, but it was a good 2 yards in between the striker and the defence there. Western in the first half were using the aerial ball a lot more, and now in this second half they're deciding to get the ball on the ground, and they're finding out pockets behind the defence of Charlotte and slipping balls through. John Cullen will be scratching his head thinking, how can he deal with this with 2 players already sitting in front of the defence, sorry. So it's an interesting half an hour left here at the Transamerica. Still 1-0 to the 49ers. Very good defensive play from the 49ers, not allowing Western any chance to slip balls through and not allowing them open spaces. Better play. Suggs in pursuit here. It's the first time left-footed ball through, and Sheldon comes out and claims it as her own. She's done that well this game. She's come out and claimed things and spread herself big. It's been important for the 49ers to know that she's behind there and calling players off it. Mansa underneath the high header. Steps in again, and the referee's going to call an advantage here. Sees the foul, but says play on. Weston. It's a very good switch out wide. Is this going to stay in play? It is. Can Weston find a way to equalise? And Kelly Suggs has hooked that clear. Caitlin Walker warming up here on the touchline. I wonder if she'll make another entrance soon. It looks like it as the ball in from Fitzgerald is good, and the header from Chandler Backus was matched the cross. It was very good movement and a well-directed header at just a few yards either side. It could have been very dangerous, but Sheldon was well positioned and managed to take it out of the air. Weston just starting to get on the front foot here in this half, starting to push back a bit. And I think John Cullen can see that Weston are starting to get a bit ahead of steam now.
Number 17, Caitlin Walker. Exiting number 5,
bringing off a
Emily
very
Trulove.
attacking-minded player in Emily Trulove and putting on Caitlin Walker, a more defensively-minded player, to come in and hold that defence down and really try and anchor the defence to keep Weston away. '49ers playing out well, winning the aerial challenges and passing out. That's what John Cullen will be wanting them to do. Walker, who's just come on, the captain, feigns an outside pass, instead tries to play it into the feet of a striker. It's Manser, plays it to the feet of Thomas, who takes a good touch but just runs away from her, and it's hooked away clear. Hicks reads the play very well. And a great clearance from Riley Orr. It looks like it could be quite dangerous for a moment. Walker hooks clear. Out for a throw-in. Julia Granda just trying to cut off that ball down the line. Does a good job in doing it. Granda doing very good defensive work. It's wonderful defensive work from Julia Granda. As a winger, you really do not want that ball to be played down the line behind you. You'd prefer it to be passed into the play and into the mix where your midfielders can come and claim it to be theirs. And Kelly Suggs doing some great work trying to win the ball back. That Katie O'Neill, sorry, could have been a foul, but the referee says play on. Been a fairly lenient ref so far this game. He's not stopped the game for much. Good turn. Riley with the throw-in. She's got a good long throw-in down the line to Manser. Underneath it, who wins the foul, and it's going to be a free kick to the 49ers. John Cullen maybe started to get a little nervous. The clock will be running a little bit slower now for him. Whereas for Jason Nadell will be going a lot quicker. Weston need to find a goal from somewhere if they want to have any chance of proceeding through and getting into the next round of this conference tournament. Taylor stepped and missed it, but it was good that Hicks was covering him behind. That's what they say. 1 step and 3 drop for a back four. 1 challenge for the header and then 3 drop back for any of the second balls that are dropping down or plays that are running on, just to make sure. Hicks stepping well, which she does. Needs to get back into position. Back four looking a little bit out of shape now for the 49ers. They need to be able to get back into the shape, and Kelly Suggs does a good job of winning the ball back, which she does so well. Megan Green playing the ball into Martha Thomas, who can turn around now and try and drive. And there was a bit of open grass out the other side, but instead she decides to play it to Green. Green with the first time ball over. It's, oh, it nearly struck the head. The head of Julia Granda, but I think it struck her maybe in the arm quite awkwardly. And I think it could be a... And we hope that she is alright. I think it may have struck her in an awkward place in the arm. The ball didn't see it coming. Expected it to be headed clear, and Manta doing good work to cover in behind. The ball set back well by Nicole Roseland for Weston, who's had a good half so far. Roseland on the ball again. She can turn and drive. This is when Charlotte needs to be careful. It's into the feet. Weston applying a bit of pressure now. It's cleared well by Caitlin Walker with that left foot. Suggs turns. Kelly Suggs into the feet of Martha Thomas. Martha Thomas lifting it over the top to Megan Green, but Mackenzie Costner trying to pick a pass here. Flicks it through. Weston, I think, are feeling slightly frustrated now by the Charlotte 49ers, who are applying pressure well and refusing to let their shields down and just staying together as a unit. With 20 minutes left, it can be a time when your team starts to get tired and there starts to be a bit of fatigue setting in. It's important at that point to stay as a unit, stay tight as a team, not to get disjointed and all run off as individuals, but to stay together and really come together and work for the woman next to you. Megan Green losing the ball in a dangerous area. Costner. It's a first time ball through, and it's a little over hit. Sheldon will pick that up and claim it as her own. Sheldon punts it clear. It's high. Knocked in by Kelly Suggs. It's out wide. Played into the feet now. It's not a bad idea to be played over the top, and Walker reads it well. Number 2, Hannah Chua. Handled well again. Beckers on the ball in the area. Can she turn? Find a bit of space. She goes down, and the referee says no penalty and plays it. The play, and let the play advance. And Martha Thomas couldn't quite hold it up, and Olivia Fitzgerald has played it out wide now for Weston. It's an outside of the ball. It's all the way through, and Kelly Suggs just gets it clear, and I think that well, the Charlotte bench and John Cullen here are very animated then, claiming that it got a flick off one of the Western players before going out for a throw-in, but nonetheless it's a Western throw-in here on the near-hand side. The Lady Toppers starting to get a bit ahead of steam, get some opportunities going for them.
Number 31, Alexandra Kozovic.
Dee Green with the throw-in. It's a good long throw-in. Edge of the 6. Comes out, headed away by Megan Green. Mackenzie Costner out to Dee Green. First time left-footed ball over the top. Mosley's back on the field now. Causes some problems. Martha Thomas trying to step out. And it's prodded away by Riley Orr. It's lifted back in, and Sheldon will take that and claim it to be her own. Cullen ordering his goalkeeper to take her time with the goal kick, not rush anything. A 1-0 lead in a conference tournament is a very big lead. With just 18 minutes left, he'll have taken this before the game. Sarah Sandberg making an entrance now for the Charlotte 49ers.
Entering for Charlotte, number 5, Emily Trulove. Exiting, number 25, Mary Manser.
Mary Manser making way for Trulove now. Trulove and Sandberg on the field. Sandberg coming on up front for O'Neill, and Sandberg, she works very hard up front, which will be good for the 49ers to know that the pressure will still be kept on up top as well. And here she is now, Sandberg making an effort to try and turn them round, and she's going to apply this pressure now. It's actually dealt with very well by Western Kentucky, somewhat fortuitous, but they've managed to get out. And now Mosley in pursuit. It's very well defended by Abby Taylor, and Hicks passes it first time out wide to Riley Orr. Orr on the ball. Trulove, who's just come on, takes a deflection. It's going to stay in play. Orr hooks it clear. Julia Grander plays it inside. Trulove. Trulove thought she'd taken a few too many touches then, but sets it back fine. Sandberg on the ball. Can she hold the play up? That's what John Cullen will be wanting. He'll be wanting his strikers to back into the defenders and hold the ball up, take a first touch and bring other players into play and get connecting and be that outlet for the team, as they're so cramped in their own half right now. It's a good first time ball over the top, and it's down to Shelby Hicks to get that clear, which she has done. She's played very well so far, Shelby Hicks. She's cleaned up where she needs to and done a wonderful job of just being simple and effective. The 49ers back line looks very high right now, and Sheldon Cunzum claims the ball, which she's done well all night. Just over quarter of an hour left here at the Transamerica. It's 1-0 to the Charlotte 49ers as Hannah Sheldon kicks this ball to the halfway line. Green flicks it on. Walker with a tough first challenge, and that's going to bounce through now to Grander, who sets it to Thomas. Thomas turns inside. Drives into the middle of the field and tries to play an intelligent ball out wide, and it does turn into being one of those, even though it was for the other person. It's come to Green. Green in the area. That's got to be a penalty, surely. And the chance has gone begging. Well, Green looked like she was about to pull the trigger and decided to wait a second longer, and the challenge came in, and it seemed like she was almost too honest there. She needed to just go down and win the penalty, but instead stayed on her feet, pulled the trigger, and it ended up going wide, and the referee played advantage, and it's still 1-0 to the 49ers. Thomas to Trulove, first time ball out wide to Riley Orr, driving down this left hand side. Trulove backing up the play well. Iris Dunn, top scorer for the Lady Toppers so far this season. Tries to switch the ball out wide, and it's kept in extremely well there by Dee Dee Green, who's come into her own really in the last 10 minutes. Dee Dee Green plays inside. Iris Dunn tries to turn out, and Emily Trulove will turn that over. Green, who just had that chance we saw a few moments ago. Caitlin Walker plays a long ball down the line. Is it going to stay in play? Sandberg puts on a bit of pressure, but Fitzgerald stays composed and passes it back. Could be an extremely exciting end to this game here, with the 49ers 1-0 up. Very similar to the game we just saw before this in the conference tournament between UTEP and Rice. It ended up being 1-0. The winner of this game, of which will play UTEP.
Entering
Number
for Western
2 and number
Kentucky,
14 going
Hannah
on for
Chua,
Western.
Number 14, Kaylin Bryant. Exiting
Number
number
2, Hannah
15, Niall
Chua.
Jalale, and number 17, Christina
Played
Bragado.
well this season so far. Scored a goal for Western. She can be a dangerous player. For as much as the possession they've had in the middle third, Western haven't created too many clear-cut opportunities this half, and Caitlin Walker, strong. And Trulove driving forward now. Can she find an opening? Tries to slip it in behind with a reverse pass and doesn't quite come off. Martha Thomas, who's backing the play up very well. Can she find an entrance ball? Decides to clip it over with the left foot instead. Headed to the edge of the area. Western now looking to break. The Charlotte 49ers have to get women back. Kelly Suggs backing up the play. Abby Taylor steps and then decides to drop. Western on the break. Mosley with the touch inside. Walker decides to step. Mosley. Western out wide now. 3 girls in the box. The ball's pulled back to the edge of the area, and it was there for the 49ers to take, and it's been cleared by Thomas, and it's going to come back in here. Just over 10 minutes left for the 49ers to hold on. John Cullen sitting on the edge of his chair. Into the feet, it's well left. And well, it was interesting play, it was intricate leave on the edge of the area, which was intelligent play, and a first time ball from Dee Dee Green. And a shoulder with a long pump forward. It's flicked on. Sandberg. Turns out. It's a good ball out wide. Green. Driving at the defence. Tries the right ball to Martha Thomas. It didn't quite execute it well. And it's come out here now to Dee Dee Green. And that's a very good first time touch from Mosley. And Iris Dunn driving into the box. She could go down. She stayed on her feet. She's hit the post. It's come back. And would you believe it? The Western attack. Well, it was great play from Western. Quick passing forward, first time. And Iris Dunn held her strength very well, stayed on her feet, was very honest. And it struck the post and just came straight back at her, and she wasn't quite, had her body ready for it, wasn't really expecting it. It was very good play from Western. And the Charlotte 49ers really on their toes now. Suggs clearing up, comes back. Costner. Positive play from Western now. Western Kentucky probing, just trying to find an opening. Like they did a few moments ago. Costner on the ball, plays it out wide. Dee Dee Green, who's been in the last 15 minutes one of the best players on the field. She's got round again. Dee Dee Green, can she find an equaliser here? And a wonderful ball. And first touch has just been prodded wide. Anna Sheldon's been, her goal's been peppered for the past minute. Real pressure on. She'll take as long as she can over this goal kick and just try and turn the play round. Kayla Clark and Perry Bonner coming on now for Sarah Sandberg and Emily Trulove.
Entering for Charlotte, number 16, Perry Bonner, number 23, Kyla Clark. Exiting number 5, Emily Trulove, number 24, Sarah Sandberg.
Clark, a much more defensively minded player than Trulove, which I can see why John Collins opted for the more defensive option with just under 10 minutes left now at the Transamerica field. Three more substitutes for Western Kentucky. 8.5 minutes for the Charlotte 49ers to hold on. And if they do so, they'll be playing UTEP in the next round of this conference USA tournament.
Number 23, Bria Mosley.
Green hooks it wide. Dee Dee Green throws it to Mackenzie Costner. It's a long ball over the top. Who's going to rise up? Or tries to get it clear and hits it against her Western counterpart, and it's out for a goal kick for the 49ers. Weston on a bit of a break here. Iris Dunn. It's a good 1-2 at the edge of the area. This could be 1-1. It is 1-1. And would you believe it? With just under 7.5, just over 7 minutes left. Western Kentucky, for all that pressure, have made it count. It was a good slip ball through. Strong play from Iris Dunn. And Western Kentucky have equalised. John Cullen will be absolutely livid with the manner in which that goal was conceded. It was good passing play, but have to stay concentrated for those last few minutes. See the clock out. Caitlin Walker advances down this near side. We've got a real game on our hands now. Megan Green on this near side. Throw into the 49ers. Hicks hooks it clear, and it's flicked on, and a bit of miscommunication there between Julia Grander and Martha Thomas, and goalkeeper's going to have to be on her toes here. It's come to Clark. Clark chests it, tries to advance forward. 6.5 minutes here.
12, Iris Dunn.
Western Kentucky with their tails up now, trying to get forward. It's a good challenge from Kelly Suggs. She's so good at that. Plays into the midfield. Grander out wide. Caitlin Walker to the feet of Megan Green, who's getting forward now, and turns out of the pressure well. Green, freshman of the year, comes out wide. Riley Orr. It's now Perry Bonner out wide. Can she put a ball in the box? She does. Comes to Martha Thomas, and Alison Leone will take this ball down, and I'm sure probably use as much time as she possibly can. Western Kentucky will feel themselves very, very, very elated to be able to be having this chance to be still back in this game. For so long, Charlotte controlled the first half and parts of the second, and Western fought back to their credit and came back coming, and they had about a 10-minute spell where they were the team that was above, and Julia Grander closes down a clearance as it lofts its way through back to Alison Leone. You'd think if you were Jason Niddell, head coach of Western Kentucky, you'd be urging your girls forward to get going. Now they're on the front foot as they do just that. Iris Dunn sets it. Dee Dee Green plays the ball down the line, and the linesman thought about it for a moment and then gave the offside. 1-1 here at the Transamerica. It's an exciting finish to this game. Martha Thomas giving the Charlotte 49ers the lead in the first half, but Western Kentucky came back fighting and equalised late on in the second half. And Iris Dunn now, a huge player for this Western Kentucky team, really involved in the goal. Dee Dee Green lofts it high. It's a very important header from Riley Orr. Martha steps off the back line, turns. Iris Dunn out wide, and she's offside as well. Hannah Chua plays it out wide. Dee Dee Green back into Hannah Chua. Western Kentucky just trying to find another opening here. It's back out wide. Dee Dee Green. Nicole Roseland plays it out wide. It's a good turn inside. And the 49ers hold on, and Sheldon gets a body behind the shot. Sheldon punts clear. Kentucky have done very well to stay mentally strong and take this game to overtime if it happens. Neither team will be wanting that. Both teams will be wanting to win this game in normal time, but if that's what it takes, that's what the girls will have to do. It's very important in overtime that you don't start to panic and each go off as individuals. You have to stay as a unit and stay together as a team, as Martha Thomas does some wonderful play to get free into the opposition area and lifted over a number of players' heads and took the shot on early. Good play from the Offensive Player of the Year. Dee Dee Green. Can see Iris down the line. Dunn turns the corner very well. Takes on Caitlin Walker. She's past one. Dunn. Past two. Dunn. Surely she couldn't win it now. Crosses it. Dunn's been very dangerous since she's come on now. Hannah Chua on the ball. Spreads it wide. Western Kentucky looking dangerous. It's into the box. It's a touch on the edge of the area and it's cleared well. Chua turns around. Suggs again with the challenge. Western on top right now. John Cullen, we're wanting that final whistle to be blown at some point soon. Dee Dee Green. Back to Mackenzie Costner. Back to Dee Dee Green. Taking it on. Cuts it back. Iris Dunn on the edge of the area. She turns out with a left-footed shot. And it's hit the crossbar. Just over a minute left. Iris Dunn turned outside with a swing of the left boot. And it's hit the crossbar and cleared away to the relief of the 49ers and John Cullen.
1 minute, 1 remaining in regulation.
Since coming on in the second half, Iris Dunn has caused some real problems for the 49ers. She's got into positions where it's been difficult to mark. She's been strong, she's been sturdy. And ended up being the maker of the assist for Sarah Gorham's goal. 30 seconds left in the second half. It's 1-1 here at the Transamerica. Can either of these teams get ahead? Walker tries to play the long ball. Western Kentucky now. 20 seconds left here at the Transamerica. It's Dee Dee Green. John Cullen ordering his girls to stay tight as a unit.
10, 9, 8,
and
7,
Dee Dee Green's throw-in
6,
will be the
5,
final play of the
4,
second half here at the Transamerica.
2, 1, 0.
With Martha Thomas giving the Charlotte 49ers the lead in the first half. Sarah Gorham cancelled that lead out in the second.